What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Two Game Podcast, where we are back to give you our review, our thoughts and opinions on episodes 5 through episode 8 of Andor Season 1. I have not seen Season 1 yet, so this is a first-time watch through for me. We've already recorded the episodes for... We've already done our review for episodes 1 through 4. You can check that link right up here somewhere above my head. Click that link, and that'll be our thoughts and opinions on the first 4 episodes of Season 1. We are getting ready for Season 2, which, if it's anything like Season 1 so far, it's going to be fucking fantastic. I cannot fucking wait. And I have not seen any of the trailers for Season 2 yet, sir, but I'm still fucking hyped, okay? I've seen one little picture, and it confirms something that I had mentioned in the last episode. If you're following along with us, I'm not going to mention it. But just know that I may have seen things, okay? Just remember that. But without further ado, guys, let's just fucking jump into this, okay? There's a lot to talk about, a lot of great episodes in between this 4-episode chunk, and I just want to get to the nitty gritty of it. So 5, 6, 7, and 8. What did you think about those 4 episodes, sir? I guess as a whole.
As a whole, it's leading to somewhere, man. It's you got 5 and 6 is like its own little kind of story. Really, 4, 5, and 6 is really its own little story. And then you get that climax at the end, like, holy shit, that just went down. And then 7, you kind of ease back into it. You're seeing a lot more like the politics side of it. And then poor Andor. And it ramps right back up again. How is he going to get out of this one?
I'm just a tourist. You know, going off of what I just mentioned, the I'm a tourist thing, that was episode 7, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes,
I will say this, a lot of the humor in the Disney era of Star Wars, I mean, there was some humor in the era that we grew up in, the George Lucas era, I should say. There was some humor there, but it wasn't anything that you would say that was drop down fucking hilarious, right?
It was more slapsticky.
Yes. But the Disney era humor has just completely just fallen off. Like, I legitimately hate 99% of the humor in anything that Disney has ever done with Star Wars. And I'm looking at you. What is his name? Fucking Poe?
Poe.
Yeah.
So
fucking
what you're saying
hate
is
his humor.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Hate that humor, dude. Like, look, we're not going to get into it. We'll be here for fucking hours if we start ranting about the sequel trilogy, okay? But just what my point is the fact that Disney has not been very good with the humor when it comes to really, I mean, anything like Marvel, but specifically Star Wars. This was the funniest shit in Star Wars that I have seen in quite a long time, sir. The I'm a tourist thing.
I don't think it wasn't like deliberately comedy.
No, it wasn't. But it was just like they kept hitting that joke over and over again, and it was still funny the 5th time that he said it. And I think a lot of that has to go with just like, I don't know if he improv'd it or whatnot, but the timing that he did all of those lines, I thought was pitch perfect. And the fact that he's being choked by the droid, and he's like, he said, hang, like, hold, not fucking choke. Like, right. That shit was just funny to me. It is kind of weird that it feels out of place with the episodes that we've gotten so far, but I thought it was a nice little break from the gritty, grounded, dark aspect of the show. I thought it was a nice little moment of levity to have that in episode 7. But
because so far we've had none. So far it's just been
0
down and out the entire time.
A little depressing, if I might add. But overall, I thought episodes 5 through 8, dude, it has been so long. I'm pissed off at myself for waiting so long to watch this series. I guess I just always assumed that it was not going to be good, just based off of past
Everything else
experiences with Disney. And I didn't think they could make a season worth of content that was compelling and interesting with some of the characters that we got to know in Rogue One. And I am happy to say that I was proven wrong. 100%. This is some of the best Star Wars that Disney has done. And lo and behold, it's right up there with Rogue One. Who would have thought, right? Um, this is just from the first episode all the way to the last. Everything is compelling. It's all interesting. I love the characters. I want more of them. And yeah, I think where the series is going is super interesting. And like you said, was it 4, 5, and 6 was kind of like its own little storyline, and then 7 and 8 started this new storyline where now he's in this prison, and it just, to me, it adds a lot to the lore of Star Wars just in these first 8 episodes that we've gotten, and I really appreciate that.
and it's really nice to see, first off, a Star Wars thing without Jedi and the Force and everything else is like that. You don't have
Amen.
any Skywalkers you got to worry about. This is literally just civilians living during the time of the Empire.
And no Darth Vader right now. I'm perfectly okay with that. I don't need Darth Vader showing up. Okay, just sprinkle in some mentions of him to let us know that he's ready to fuck shit up if needed. But
He's there.
yeah, he's there, but we don't want him there. Okay, just keep him away from the show, at all cost. I think. I really want him to be no part of this series. I mean, I don't know if he's in season 1, but if he's in, like, if there's any inkling of him being in season 2, I hope that doesn't happen. Whether it's him controlling or telling someone to stop the rebels, or whatever the case is, I don't want any scenes with him. I want him to be far away from this. Mainly
I
because I
think
just
the closest he should be is at the end of Rogue One, and even that was like way up there. But
fucking
I
awesome
think
moment though.
that's as much of Darth Vader that Andor needs.
Absolutely agreed. Absolutely agree. I don't really need anything to do with the main. I mean, obviously, we got to talk about the Empire and Palpatine and all that, but we don't need to see him. Okay. Yes, they are a part of the Empire and they're trying to take down the Empire, but I'm not really interested in hitting those storylines again. I want to
Right.
see some of the lesser characters of the Empire, which we've gotten so far with what the fuck was that girl's name? Um, the main one of the Empire that's trying to figure out all the
Miro.
rebel shit.
Miro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's pretty good. I like her. I like her character. Um, I wish we could get probably a little bit more from her in terms of like I don't know. I wouldn't say she's not a 2D character by any means, but I do want some more sides of her, kind of explore her character a little bit more, develop that character. Um, but yeah, the Empire right now, we've gotten this is the best the Empire has been to me in terms of characterization and giving them some fucking personality out of anything Star Wars related. So it's great to see the Empire. I was gonna make a bad pun, but I'm gonna avoid it. Okay, I'll say the Empire Strikes Back, but whatever.
Right. Well, and
I'll
so
feel
this
I'll feel
is
shamed.
right. So this
Shame.
is the great thing about this show, though, is it's like it's about Andor, and Andor did some things, and then he had to run away from that, and then he went and joined this rebel group that is doing a bank heist, pretty much. And then the repercussions of that, he is indirectly affected by what he did. Like he robs the empire and then he goes on vacation onto like a beach island and he's living the high life, and the empire is just like so panicked about what happened that somebody actually tried to, or somebody actually did something to us, like this should never have happened. So now it's like everybody's under suspicion. We're doubling, tripling, quadrupling prison sentences now. Anybody suspicious is automatically guilty. You don't get trials anymore. and he just randomly got picked up because somebody else was doing something illegal, and he was in the vicinity, so he's automatically guilty now, and
Mm-hmm.
he goes to prison for what, 5 years,
I think it's 6.
6 years. So now he's sentenced to prison for 6 years for just walking near a crime because the Empire is so scared that one group of people did something. We got to make sure nobody else touches us again.
They're ready to just lay that dick on everybody's foreheads, man. I dig it. I dig
I,
it.
how do you like the prison colony he's at?
Dude, it's I like it. I like where the story is going. And again, this goes back to we're kind of fleshing out a little bit more of the corners of the universe with Star Wars. And I mean, we really haven't gotten prison sequences that I'm aware of.
Did we have one in
Try,
Solo?
dude, dude, I have look. That's like PTSD in the back of my mind. Okay, I try not to ever think about Solo. But
But I
maybe
guess technically, well, Jen Urso was technically in prison at the beginning of Rogue One. She was in a work colony, or a prison work colony.
wasn't there a prison sequence in Mandalorian? Like, wasn't that where Luke showed up? Spoiler alert for Mandalorian, I guess. Isn't that where Luke
No,
showed
no,
up?
no,
He
no,
showed,
no. That was no. That they
or
had
is that just a
kidnapped
ship?
Grogu, and they were on the ship to try and rescue Grogu, and then Luke showed up and just wrecked everyone.
But for the most part, if we have gotten anything related to a prison, it's been
It's not been
like
like this.
it's not been like this. We're getting the inner workings of what they're doing in these prisons. And what's so interesting about the prison is, and it's something I'm really enjoying, is they're making it performance based. Someone
Mhm.
is going to get hurt, okay? But it is a contest to see who does the best, and the worst gets hurt at the end of the day.
Who who gets flavored food and who gets electrocuted?
Exactly. And it just, to me, that is such a evil fucking thing to do. and, and it's fucking fantastic because like it's 100% something that the Empire would do, man. Like 100%. And I love it. And I don't think I've ever really thought about what they would do with like prisoners and shit like that. Maybe, like maybe they would have the guns in there and it would be some sort of security keeping them um kind of controlled and whatnot. But to go even further and tell them, yeah, you're going to work constantly all day. And if you fuck up and you slack off even a little bit, we're gonna electrocute you. But we're also getting shit done for no fees, basically.
Well, and aside from when you first get put in the prison, you don't see the employees of the prison. You don't see the guards or nothing. You are locked down with your cellmates and your foreman, and all you hear is this robotic voice telling
Mm-hmm.
you commands, and that's it.
I fucking love it, dude. I love it. Andy Serkis, his character, really like him. I I don't know where this storyline is going between these two characters. I don't know if he just ultimately just because I think he said he had like what another 2 years left in his sentence, or was it less than that,
Not long.
or was it
He's
6 months?
he's 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 getting ready to go. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
he's done his time. He's on his way out.
So I thought from like set photos and shit like that that I've just seen just randomly since season one has been released. I thought maybe they mingled a little bit and gets him on their side a little bit. But after seeing his character, I'm not so sure about that. So I personally don't know where that storyline is going, and I'm interested to see more from him for
Mhm.
sure. Because
If it's
look,
Andy
I'm a
Serkis,
exactly
you
I'm an
you
Andy
know
Circus
you
dick
know it's
rider.
a good performance. Yeah, if it's Andy Serkis, you know it's going to be good. So how about let's go back to five and six, the
Yes.
rebel group, the people, the random hodgepodges of people that are working together. Some of them have full allegiance to the rebellion they're trying to build. Other ones are really just kind of there. I mean, you got the tall prison dude that nobody knows he's a former inmate except for Andor because he recognizes the tattoos on him. That's kind of the muscle. You've got both of the women who one's the ringleader and one's kind of like the planner of the whole thing. And then you got the kid that honestly reminds me of Mouse from the Matrix.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude's talking about his theories and everything, and I'm just thinking about the dude eating our dude talking about chicken doesn't taste like chicken tastes like everything because the robots didn't know what chicken tastes like.
That's a good comparison. And then Lieutenant Gorn, um, who was the guy that like he fell in love with a woman, lost promotion, and then lost her, so he kind of blames the Empire.
Yeah, I don't know if she left him or she died, one of the two, but
The way, yeah, I guess they didn't really specify that. Now that I'm thinking about it,
no, they just said he
they
lost
just
his
lost her,
job and then lost her.
and yeah, it's a. I thought the interaction between all those characters were really great.
It was natural.
It was natural. Yeah, it didn't feel forced. It didn't feel like even the writing was good. You know, it never felt like that. And I'm gonna use this opportunity every single episode to trash on the Acolyte. And I want to say sorry, but sorry, not sorry. The writing here is just so good. It makes all these characters compelling, and it just like I never get bored by it, even when they're just conversing back and forth.
Well, and you can tell. I mean, like they're actual characters. Like Andor gets thrown into this group a couple days before they're supposed to do their heist, and they're all like, "We don't know this dude. We don't trust him," and that continues. Like he's just trying to be there and do a job, and you can see just the complete and absolute distrust that everybody has in him, except for Mouse, who's like, I'm gonna swap you to my side. Like you're gonna be a rebel after the end of this is all over with. R.I.P. Um,
Poor
dude
dude.
gets crushed.
But yeah, the guy Skeen who has the guy that does not trust Cassian the most is the one that ends up being the least trustworthy out of the entire group.
Right. And then yet again, Andor or Cassian, whatever you want to call him, just straight up murders him in cold blood, just like he did in the first episode.
Now, to be fair, see what I wish wouldn't have happened. I don't know if I necessarily like him walking back into that hut where the little leader chick was in there and he pulls the gun on her. I don't know if he just automatically assumed that everybody was going to be out to get him or not.
I
After he
think that's
killed
what it is,
him,
but I think that was a bad play on his part. I think he could have explained it a little bit better instead
he
of
should have
just
walked in and been like, "Hey, your boy over here was trying to fucking take everything, okay? And I just look, he may or may not have gotten shot. Okay, that's all I want to say. I'm not saying I did it, but he may or may not. He may not be dead out there. Okay, and I think that would have been a good little scene. But he's just automatically just pulls the gun on him. So I don't dislike it, but I do wish he would have had a better interaction. I guess you could say going
after
into that
that.
hut.
I like the fact that he just straight up murdered the dude because he was just like, "Hey,
Oh,
you and me,
absolutely.
let's just split the haul." But it was the aftermath of it where he walks in,
Yep.
he's very aggressive and very just like, I just want my money. He's dead. You can have the rest. I don't care. Never tried to explain himself at all. He acted like the bad guy.
Yep. And it kind of goes back to your point of the last episode that we recorded, where you were like, "Dude's kind of a not necessarily a villain, but he skews more towards the villain side than anything."
Right.
Now, I think Cassian operates more in that gray area more than any of the other characters in Star Wars. I mean, he's not necessarily going to do the right thing every single time, but he kind of just decides in the moment that, yeah, this dude is fucking. He's not right. He's not good. I'm gonna kill him.
Right.
Like we kind of escalate things just a little bit, but I'm okay with it because it does make him that flawed character that isn't the He isn't the character that just does right every single time, and I'm fine with that.
Right.
Because I mean, it wouldn't be
Now,
interesting if he wasn't flawed.
oh no,
But
absolutely. He'd be one note.
episode 6, sir, peak Star Wars. Okay, like when this shit's happening, I'm like, bro, this is why I fucking love Star Wars. Okay, this is some of the best shit. Not just that Disney has ever done. Like it's up there. There's only like a handful of things that Disney has done with Star Wars that is absolutely fucking good. And this is one of those things. But I would put this in the category of some of the best things that has happened in any era of Star Wars. I legit loved episode 6. It's probably my favorite episode of a TV series from Star Wars or Disney. The fight through the asteroids with all the colors and the empires trailing behind them. Like, look, my dick was erect the entire time. Okay, it was.
And
You couldn't see it,
even
but it was
before that,
erect.
the heist scene itself, they're breaking in, they kidnap the general, they're threatening to murder the wife and the kid. Like this is what makes good Star Wars, is when you can tell the story without Star Wars. And this would have been a great movie or TV show episode or whatever if it wasn't Star Wars. And they just added in that little extra seasoning just to make it the slightest bit Star Wars.
This is true. I This is how I would picture or I view episode 6. It's kind of like the old analogy of you drop a frog in boiling water, it jumps out, but you put him in cold water and heat it up over time. This episode feels like one of those episodes where it heats up slowly and you don't realize the tension of the episode until you're like, fuck, I haven't taken a breath in like fucking like 10 minutes probably.
Mhm.
And it's just once the heist starts, you're like, oh fuck, man. God damn, we're already like halfway through this episode. I didn't even fucking realize it. And that to me was just pitch perfect. The pacing was so damn good in this episode. I didn't give a fuck what was going on. I was glued to the screen.
Yeah.
It just built that tension, man. And it was slow. It was slow. You didn't realize it until it happened.
Now, how do you feel about the baby cop's development so far? He's turned into this little bitch boy, and now he's a stalker.
Bro. Like, you had so much potential. You had the potential. And now I'm just like, yeah, I mean, I don't hate the storyline now, but it's like we could have gone in a different direction probably.
He's
I think.
dropping off a little bit. The
Yeah,
nagging
dropping off a
mom
little
is
bit.
just a little bit too much.
And yeah, I mean, yeah, when he's having that little conversation with old Empire chick, and he's just in the thing, and he's just like, this was wrong, and I was unfairly treated for this, and it's on my record, and I want to expunge. I'm like, dude, like it smells like bitch in here, bro.
A little bit. And I
Like all you're
love
doing
how
is
she was just
whining.
like, yeah. And I love how she was just like, thank you for your assistance. Never contact me again.
She even smelled it.
Right.
She was like, don't fucking come back in here. This room stinks now.
And then lastly, Luthen has now ordered for the death of Cassian.
So did it mention is it just the fact that he knows Luthen and that he's seen his face that he just doesn't trust him, or is it the fact that he pulls the gun on the chick and is that what made him so skittish, or was that the plan all along? What do you think?
I think, like I said, I didn't trust Luthen from the start, and I think that was the plan all along: is to use Cassian and then get rid of Cassian. And they used him. They got the job done. They needed what they needed to. He was never somebody that Luthen really thought was going to be involved in this long term. He was just a means to an end, and he's played out. Let's get rid of him.
So I have a little bit of an issue with all how that went down. Okay, I'm not mad that Luthen is going after him, trying to kill him. I don't mind that. It kind of gives it an extra storyline. Now Cassian has multiple people coming after him. Like he's not just dealing with the Empire potentially finding him. Now he has old bitch boy looking for him, and then now he has the little rebel group that he was with looking for him too. So it's just everybody is on as after him. I don't mind that. The issue is in episode whatever the hell it was, 2, when he meets Luthen for the first time. He makes it seem like Cassian is not necessarily the key to the rebellion, but he's like this huge asset, and he like props him up and builds him up as this like savior, so to speak. Okay, and then in this episode, he just all of a sudden, yeah, just kill. We
Yeah,
didn't
but
really explain anything with that, like what his
yeah,
thought process was,
but
how he
at the
reached
same
it.
time, would you join this random guy that you just tried to sell some stolen shit to, and he goes, "Hey, I actually, if you want to just take a trip with me, I'm gonna drop you off on this planet. I want you to go steal some money. I'll pay you 200 units for it, 200,000 credits for it, and then we're just gonna cut ties for somebody that you know has been like doing some shit. Would you really trust him to just have you do a job and pay you and then leave you be? Or was
But
he
why
trying
give
to
him the
fluff
crystal?
Cassian up? What would trying to fluff him up, build that trust, build that whatever, and then he walks off the ship and he's telling what's her name? He's like, "Hey, he's expendable. If he dies, he dies. I don't fucking care. Like he's here to do a job. We're gonna get this job done no matter what the cost." And then it's over with. He gets the job done. Everything's a success. Cool. Now, and like, what makes you think that he wasn't gonna off everybody in this group to start with?
I don't know. They built that crystal up to where it's something special, and he just gives it away, and then that's kind of just it. Like, what if he would have just? I don't know. That to me just wasn't explained very well.
I would just call
Unless it's
that
not worth
crystal a down
anything.
payment. Well, and then that was the other thing is the price comparison. Luthen said that's worth 50,000 credits or whatever, but I wouldn't take anything less than 200. And then, oh, what's his name that gets shot at the end of that episode, at the end of the 6, goes, that thing, he's carrying around something that's worth 30,000 units. And it's like, guys, we're getting our numbers off a lot here. Is it really
Okay.
worth that?
What planet are we selling this on? Okay, let's kind of get.
Which economy are we going to sell this in? Which
I
then
need a price
I
range.
was like, what the hell is Sky Kyber? So then I went down a rabbit hole, and it turns out there's no such thing except for an Andor.
Huh. So they just made it up for the show.
I guess I can't find anything. Everything related to Sky Kyber on the internet just talks about Luthen and Andor.
Man, he said it like it was something fucking special.
Right, but I can't find it anywhere. All the Wikipedia pages and everything is all just talking about Luthen and Andor.
So I want to hit a couple of quick points before we cut out of this episode. Mon Mothma, fucking let's go, bro. She is a savage. Okay, she's not full savage yet, but I love her character. She's especially in episode like well, I think it's 7, where her and Luthen are kind of like at odds about the rebellion. She's already found out about it. Um, when you compare the two, Luthen is kind of the heavy hammer, and she's more of a let's slowly do this. Like
Yeah, I'm funding this thing. I'm trying to fund this thing, and here you are, robbing banks.
like you fucking me, bro. Not in a good way. So I like her character. I like that she's now we're kind of showing this kind of espionage aspect of the rebellion where they're trying to bring in people, and she goes and talks to that one dude, and they're kind of beating around the bush about the politics side of it,
Which it
and
sounds like when their conversation was going on, he used to beat in the bush back
that's
when
what it
they were
sounded like.
younger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and old husband dude. Okay, look, listen. If you want to avoid any suspicion of, especially the husband who you said cannot be fucking trusted with anything,
Maybe you
and
shouldn't be whispering in a dark room.
or even walking around in circles of the fucking place and then going up to your husband and be like, hey, have you seen him like in the last like 5 seconds that I walked away from him?
Right.
Oh no, he left. Oh, oh, okay. Probably not the best thing to do if you're trying to be fucking sneaky. Okay, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if he finds out, you got what you got. Okay, no one to blame but yourself. But Mon Mothma, fucking dope. I don't mind that storyline. The whole daughter thing,
That's irrelevant. I
whatever.
think so far,
E-
unless something happens.
Exactly, exactly. I don't know what they're doing with that, what their plan is. But I really don't give a shit about it. Personally. So if that ends up being like this C plot that they're gonna develop or some shit, hope not. Hope not. But whatever. The show's not perfect by any means, but most of what is being done in this show is absolutely fantastic. Saw makes his appearance in episode 8.
Mm-hmm.
That exchange with Luthen was pretty good, I think. I still dig
And,
Luthen for the
and
most part,
and
even though he's a
at
little
this
shady.
point, yeah, and at this point, Saul is his own faction. He's not working with Luthen. They're working in like a common goal, but not together. Like
Correct.
Saul is doing his own thing. Luthen's doing his own thing, and every once in a while they're like, "Well, let's share some things," but it's not a unified task force.
Correct. And then the last little thing that I want to mention is, after the heist, that's when it's kind of like that's like the sign of the rebellion, so to speak, when it's all over the news and it's got everybody talking and they're ready to start fighting. And Cassian's over here like, bro, I didn't want no fucking part of this. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
I didn't want to start a rebellion. And he was just trying to make a score. And the line oppression breeds rebellion. I was like, fair enough. Like, I think that was a good point to make in this show, from that line. And just the way they're going about setting and developing this rebellion versus the Empire, I think they're doing a masterful job with it. It's not something that's happening in one episode. They're not just saying, "Oh fuck, rebellion."
Right.
No, it's slowly building, and I really do appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Anything else you want to hit before we cut out of this episode, sir?
I think that's it for me, man. This was a great 4 episode parter, and I can't wait for the next 4. Get this thing ready for season 2.
Yeah, the last 4 episodes before season 2. Have you watched any of the trailers?
I don't think so. I might have seen a teaser, but that
Don't watch
was
it.
that. Oh, I won't. I might have seen a teaser, but that was like during Disney, whatever they do, and that was the end of it.
I got you. Yeah, man. I thought this was the best chunk. Like, all these episodes were better than what we got in the first 4 episodes. And that's not saying the first 4 episodes were bad by any means. The first 4 episodes were great. I just think these took it to the next level. And I'm so intrigued by where this prison storyline is going. And yeah, dude, I fuck with the show hard. Hard.
Mm-hmm. You gonna love 9.
I fucking can't wait, bro. I've been waiting because I don't want to get too far ahead to where I get confused about what happened in what episodes we're reviewing. So I haven't watched episode 9 yet.
No, I
So that's
haven't.
gonna
I
be
did hard stop just so I could not remember. I have a faint recollection from when I saw it when it first came out, but I have been very consistent. Like, I'm stopping at 4. I'm stopping at 8. So that
Mhm.
way I don't cross over.
Oh, I will. I'm so bad about it. I have such a bad memory that I'm like, did this happen in episode 8 or did this happen in 9? I can't remember. And then I'll spoil shit for everybody. I'm bad about it.
Right.
But yeah, guys, let us know down in the comments below how you feel about any of these episodes 5 through 8. Where would you rank this on like your all-time favorite Star Wars shows, properties, movies, whatever? Let us know down below how well you're liking it and if you're excited for season 2. But yeah, that's going to be it from us. Next week, the final 4. Okay, 9 through 12. Go ahead and watch the rest of the series, and then that'll lead us right up into season 2 of Andor. And hopefully, I don't know, I haven't talked to Nick about this. So I don't want to put him on the spot. Possibly a trailer reaction of season 2. If not, it'll be just me. Whatever. It's all based on timing. But yeah, guys, that is going to be it from us. We'll catch y'all next week on the next episode Laters.